It's time for the Brainiac Minute. Get ready. Here's your host, John Boyce.
What form of physical exercise is derived from the Greek word for air and life? Aerobics. It originates from the Greek words aero, meaning air, and bios, meaning life, combined with the suffix ics to denote a system or practice. Both the term and specific exercise method were developed by Dr. Kenneth H. Cooper, an exercise psychologist, and Colonel Pauline Potts, a physical therapist, both of the United States Air Force. Cooper, an exercise enthusiast, was puzzled about why some people with good muscular strength were prone to perform poorly at activities such as long-distance running, swimming, and bicycling. In 1968, he published Aerobics, which included exercise programs using running, walking, swimming, and bicycling. Cooper then published a mass-market version of the new Aerobics in 1979, and then it took off from there. I'll have you know I did this entire segment without stretching. September 27th, I'm hosting Greatest Movie Franchises Trivia at the Capitol Theater. 4 rounds: Marvel, Harry Potter, Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings. After we play our trivia game, we'll watch Harry Potter: Prisoner of Azkaban on the big screen. All of this takes place September 27th, so start building your team now. Marvel, Harry Potter, Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings. Follow Brainiac Trivia on Facebook and Instagram to keep up with all of my Brainiac events.
Tuesday.
What country is credited with inventing the crossbow? China. Ancient Chinese manuscripts written around 100 BC document the extensive use of crossbows during the 4th century. It appears the crossbow was, at the time, the principal offensive arm of foot soldiers fighting on China's far-flung frontiers. Before crossbows, combat in China had been largely individualized and dominated by chariots, but the capacity of the crossbowmen to shoot through body armor and shields from a distance drove the Chinese chariot mostly out of warfare. Crossbows were last used in a major military conflict during the late 19th century, where they were still in use by the Chinese forces. While their use in major military conflicts largely ceased with the advent of firearms, crossbows continue to be used in smaller conflicts. Join me September 27th for Greatest Movie Franchises Trivia, featuring Marvel, Harry Potter, Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings. This is happening at the Capitol Movie Theater right here in Lebanon, where tickets are already on sale at CapitolTheaterTN.com. Each franchise will get its very own round, so build your team today. After trivia is over, we'll watch Harry Potter: Prisoner of Azkaban on the big screen. That's September 27th, Greatest Movie Franchises Trivia at the Capitol Theater right here in Lebanon.
Wednesday.
Hippophagy is the term used to describe a person who eats the meat of what animal? A horse. You may be surprised to find out that the last USDA-regulated horse slaughterhouse in America was not closed until 2007. In the United States, eating horse meat is not explicitly illegal at the federal level, but it is effectively banned due to the closure of these slaughterhouses. While some states have laws prohibiting the sale or processing of horse meat for human consumption, others do not explicitly ban it. So while it's not technically illegal everywhere, it's extremely difficult and rare to find horse meat for sale in the U.S. That wasn't always the case. From the 1920s and through the 50s and 60s, horse meat was canned and sold by dog food companies. Horse meat as dog food became so popular that by the 30s, over 50,000 horses were bred and slaughtered each year to keep up with this specific demand. I'm not talented enough to segue from horse slaughterhouses to movies, but here we go. Greatest Movie Franchises will be held September 27th right here in Lebanon at the Capitol Movie Theater. 4 rounds involving Marvel, Harry Potter, Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings. After trivia is over, we'll watch Harry Potter: Prisoner of Azkaban. All that takes place September 27th, and you can buy your ticket today at CapitolTheaterTN.com.
Thursday.
The 1980s smash hit song Take My Breath Away by Berlin was written for what popular movie? Top Gun. It went on to win the Academy Award for Best Original Song at the 59th Academy Awards, as well as the Golden Globe Award for Best Original Song at the 44th Golden Globe Awards, both in 1986. It peaked at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and also topped the charts in the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, Ireland, and Belgium. The soundtrack itself for Top Gun reached number 1 on the U.S. charts for 5 non-consecutive weeks in 1986. It was not only the best-selling soundtrack of the year, it is one of the best-selling soundtracks of all time. Mark your calendars for September 27th. For the first time ever, I'm hosting Greatest Movie Franchises Trivia at the Capitol Theater right here in Lebanon. Marvel, Harry Potter, Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings will all get their own round before we watch Prisoner of Azkaban on the big screen. So start building your team today. That's Marvel, Harry Potter, Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings all in one trivia game. That takes place September 27th at the Capitol Theater here in Lebanon. Tickets are available online now at CapitolTheaterTN.com. Follow Brainiac Trivia on Facebook and Instagram for more information.
Friday.
What infamous American agreed to surrender West Point to the British during the American Revolution? Benedict Arnold. He fought with distinction for the American Continental Army and rose to the rank of Major General before defecting to the British in 1780. General George Washington had given him the fullest trust and had placed him in command of West Point in New York. Arnold was planning to surrender the fort to British forces, but the plot was discovered in September of 1780, whereupon he fled to the British lines. In the later part of the war, Arnold was commissioned as a brigadier general in the British Army and placed in command of the American Legion, but was not paid what he was promised because his plan had failed. He did go on to lead British forces into battle against the army which he had once commanded, but his name today is synonymous with treason and betrayal in the United States, and perhaps also in British. British troops did not treat him as an equal because they also viewed him as a traitor. September 27th, I'm hosting Greatest Movie Franchises Trivia at the Capitol Theater here in Lebanon. Marvel, Harry Potter, Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings, followed by a screening of Harry Potter's Prisoner of Azkaban. This family-friendly event is only $15 with your ticket including trivia and the movie. It all takes place September 27th at the Capitol Theater right here in Lebanon.
This podcast was produced from the Brainiac Minute. Airs daily on WANT 98.9 FM at 9:10 a.m. and 4:30 p.m.